All right, let's jump right in. We usually think of quality control as this, necessary evil, right? A cost center, a department that's just there to spend money catching mistakes. But what if that whole idea is completely backward? What if focusing relentlessly on quality is actually the fastest way to make more money? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, this is the big question, isn't it? For literally decades, most companies have treated quality like an expense, something you try to do as cheaply as possible. But all the evidence, all of it, points the other way. It suggests quality is one of the most powerful and honestly, most overlooked engines for profit. Let's dig into why that is.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about the real enemy here, and that's the whole mindset of good enough. You know the one. It feels efficient, it feels like you're moving fast, but it's a silent killer. It's quietly bleeding your company dry in ways that, they just don't show up on a typical spreadsheet.
And this is where it gets absolutely insane. Just look at this number. Research shows that the cost of poor quality can eat up anywhere from 10 to 40% of a company's operating costs. Just let that sink in for a second. That means for every $1 million you spend just keeping the lights on, up to 400 grand could be just poof, gone, vanishing into thin air, all because of quality problems.
So where's all that cash going? Well, it's not just one thing. You've got the obvious stuff, right? The scrap pile of wasted materials, the extra hours your team spends on rework, the money you're shelling out for warranty claims. But then you have the two hidden assassins, the things that are way more dangerous in the long run. Lost sales from customers who just give up on you, and the slow, painful death of your reputation. You won't find those on a line item, but trust me, they are incredibly real.
So, okay, if good enough is the disease, what's the cure? And let me tell you, it's not some fancy new software or a quick fix tool. Nope, it's a fundamental shift in how you think. It's a whole philosophy that puts quality right at the very heart of everything you do. And that philosophy has a name: Total Quality Management, or TQM for short. And the two most important words there are total, as in organization-wide, and quality, as in customer-centric. See, this isn't a job for the quality guys in the corner. It's a promise from everybody, from the CEO to the intern. And the goal isn't just to make the customer happy. The goal is to blow their expectations out of the water.
So, how does this actually work, in the real world? Well, it's built on 4 really powerful ideas. First, you've got to be obsessed with your customer. Second, there's this concept called Kaizen, which basically means you are never ever finished getting better. It's a relentless pursuit of improvement. Third, you empower every single person on the team to own quality. It's their job too. And finally, you use data, hard facts, no more guessing games.
All right, the philosophy sounds great, but let's get down to brass tacks. How does this actually make you money? Well, T2M is brilliant because it attacks the profit problem from 2 sides at the exact same time.
And you can see it right here. On the one hand, you're slashing costs. Think about it. Fewer defects, less rework, that automatically means you're more efficient and paying out less for warranties. Boom, your profit margins go up. But at the exact same time, you're growing your revenue. Why? Because great quality means you can often charge more, your customers become raving fans who stick with you, and they tell their friends. It is a beautiful 1-2 punch for your bottom line. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just a nice theory. Major studies, we're talking big-time research here, have proven this over and over again. The numbers don't lie. Companies that truly focus on quality consistently crush their competition when it comes to ROI, market share, and even how their stock performs. Now, if you want to go a level deeper, there's this really cool idea called the Taguchi loss function. And what it says is basically this. You don't only lose money when a product completely fails. You lose money with any little tiny deviation from perfection. Think of it like a rifle shot. A bullseye is perfect. Being an inch off isn't a total miss, but it's not a bullseye, and there's a loss there. It means that the real secret to long-term profit is being incredibly, obsessively consistent.
So when you put these two things together, cutting costs and growing revenue, something magical happens. It's not just a one-time shot in the arm. It creates a self-powering cycle. It's like a flywheel that once you get it spinning, just builds more and more momentum on its own.
And here's how that flywheel spins. Step 1, you invest in quality. Step 2, that investment makes you more profitable. Costs go down, sales go up. Step 3, you take some of that extra profit and you plow it right back into getting even better at quality. Step 4, your lead over the competition gets bigger and bigger, and the cycle just keeps going, compounding on itself. It's an advantage that becomes almost impossible for anyone else to copy.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do it? What's the first step? Well, the good news is, there's a pretty straightforward blueprint to get started.
It really boils down to 3 key actions. First, you've got to measure the pain. You can't fix a leak if you don't know how big it is, so start tracking your cost of quality. Second, you have to weave continuous improvement into the very fabric of your company. It needs to be in your DNA, a core value, not just another task on a to-do list. And third, put your money where your mouth is. Build quality metrics right into your top-level strategy, right alongside sales goals and financial forecasts.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. Quality is not an expense, it's an investment. And it's one with a proven, absolutely massive return that builds a competitive moat around your business that's tough to cross. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In your world, in your business, on your team, what's the true cost you're paying right now for good enough?